I'm live. Okay. Hey guys, what is up? So last night was, I guess, okay gameplay in the Minnesota. I pretty much showed you one game, and yeah, so I pretty much showed you one game, and I didn't think it was that much to show you. Um, yeah, you can get like see the speed, the dispersion from that. But I want to show you more of an in-depth gameplay, as well as go over the AA guns for you guys and stuff like that. So we're gonna go over the AA guns. I'm gonna show you some more in-depth to Minnesota in this video. So yeah, and then we're gonna do some gameplay, and hopefully you like it. So yeah, as I said, these ships that Wargaming gave us are tanks. They are not real ships. They are blueprint ships. So if you type in Minnesota or USS Kansas, it's going to come up with a cruiser, or uh, it's going to either come up with a cruiser or a World War One battleship. So yeah, you probably don't want to do that because the some of the stuff is like all of this stuff is blueprinted from the actual ship or from the blueprints from when they were creating Colorado and stuff. So these are, I think, stage ships. So like Kansas is the first stage of when they were creating the Tillman battleships. Minnesota's the second stage, and Vermont is the last stage that they were going to, the route that they were going to go. The route that we were going to go in terms of building the Tillman battleships. Why we didn't create them was because of they were just too slow. They were not competitive at all. Not saying they're not going to be competitive in game, but they're in just an aspect of like everybody using fast battleships, quicker battleships, stronger battleships. These battleships are strong as well, but like ships like Yamato, Musashi, much bigger caliber guns and stuff like that. So that's why I went the North Carolina route. North Carolina, Iowa, and Minnesota, not Minnesota, uh, Montana route. We didn't create Montana. What was interesting is we did create the setup for her, but we never really created her. She was supposed to be created. She was supposed to be a non-treated, non-treaty restricted USN battleship. So we were supposed to have her. She was in the she was in the line to be built, kept getting pushed back, and then we decided not to build her because at that time all the navies were the most ship that was being used in the Navy at the time, or the navies at that time, was the aircraft carriers. So like that was the most ship that was being used, and the well sought after ship, I guess. Or they people weren't using battleships anymore. They were using like aircraft carriers at the time that Montana was being built. So, and we had the Iowa still, I think. So we just scrapped the idea of building a better Iowa, and kept our aircraft carriers instead of building another battleship. So Iowa is the last big battleship that we had. but Montana, if you count Montana, it is technically um, the last battleship that we came up with to build, um, but never finished. I think, or did we might have finished it? And no, we never finished it. It was in port being built when we were deciding if it was a good ship or not, or I mean, not a good ship, but when we were building it, and then decided not to build it because the main people, our enemies and stuff, were using aircraft carriers instead of um battleships. So that's why we switched over to just aircraft carriers, or mainly aircraft carriers, to for the Navy. All right, so so let's go to the game now, and then we will get into a battle with the Minnesota. I generally, after this thing loads, I generally love Minnesota. I generally love the tanky battleships. What I've seen with Mortal Warships that happens many times is Minnesota is more forgiving. Minnesota is definitely more forgiving. I think I took a big hit somehow. I forget how because I was so tired. I was really tired last night. But Minnesota, Kansas, and Vermont are going to be those forgiving battleships. Um, they did add, I think, armor on the Montana. Montana is strong, but she's still that upgraded Iowa hull. So they upgrade her mainly, but she still has a Citadel. Not that these other ships still have a Citadel, or do not have a Citadel, but you had to go through a whole bunch of armor to hit the Citadel. So if you find yourself messing up a lot, and that could just be for any ship, of course, but if you find yourself messing up a lot with the Massachusetts, um, go with the definitely go with the Kansas. Check out the Kansas, check out the Vermont, and check out the Minnesota as well. Those are going to be your forgiving battleships to where you can stay in the battle more. I highly suggest doing that if you do not have the time to. Let me just run this, guys, so you can see the Minnesota instead of black screen. So yeah, Minnesota, they're good, but what I think the problem is, they are good chips. But what I think the problem is that people don't realize is they're using them for the not like they're using them for gameplay. They're using them in a play style that the Tillman battleships or the heavy all or nothing battleships were not used for. Um, these ships were used for shore bombardment as well as on some occasion they were used to I think one occasion with Colorado they used it to attack to they used the Colorado to shoot at an enemy ship. The Sigma is I think decreasing or increasing. You guys gotta look at that. But for the Minnesota and Kansas. I think it's on. I think it's on one of the warships. If not, it's in the development logs. Let me see. It's definitely summer. I think Sea Lord Mountbatten or Notzer talked about that them fixing the or making it. Let's see. Update 10:10 p.m. PT. 1 o'clock. Hang on, guys. Just need to make sure that this is not. The game client update starts 7:12. So the update means it's tomorrow. 7:12. And what? Oh, 17. Oh, so it already updated. Wait, no. When's the, hang on a sec, guys. 17:12 to 2020. What? That makes no sense. It should have updated today then. What the heck? Captain's game client update starts 17/12/2020 10 o'clock p.m. PT 18. Oh, 18. Okay, 18/12/2020. So it's there's an update in the game tomorrow. That's gonna be 10.0, I believe, or yeah, 10.0.10.0. That's that update is coming out tomorrow, which is the commander skill update. Note, if you just got the Minnesota, do not upgrade or upgrade the captain, but do not fully upgrade her if you have a good captain, because it's just gonna delete everything with all the captains. Like every captain you ever built up is going to be they're gonna. I think I'm not fully sure, but they're gonna delete your captain skills and the work and time you put in to your captain to reset the settings and totally make a new a new with some new. Basically, they're upgrading captains, so you can make a new. It's going to be a lot easier, and you could have a lot more um things you can do with your ship, and you can have more skill points. So they're deleting the captain skills to upgrade them. So if you don't have, so basically this captain is going to be deleted. It's going to just be a Minnesota captain. What I mean by deleted is it's going to be a captain. All your captains are going to be reset and have no skill points. So they're not going to have any mastered skills on them. So it's just going to basically look like this. I'm not sure realistically how much it is going to have or how little it is going to have, but it is going to have it is going to delete all your mastered what does it say? All your it's going to delete all your mastered skills, and then I don't know if it's going to reset them. I don't think it is. I could be wrong. But it's going to delete all your mastered skills and reset them to a better setup for you. It's basically now they're setting up the captain skills, so you're not going to. What's going to happen, which is pretty cool. But they had to reset the captains of the ships to do this, which I don't mind. But some people might. They have 19-point captains, but I think you're still gonna have. I'm not sure. Like I said, look into it. I think you're still gonna have your. I don't know if you're gonna have your skill points or whatever, but it's totally new setup. So basically, what's gonna happen here is if I look into the. Let me just set incoming fire on this thing real quick as well. if you're looking into this, and so this is no longer going to be here. These aircraft armor, they're going to give you other settings. So basically, you're going to have skill points that are for your ship only. So if you're playing a battleship, these are skill points that are going to be for only a battleship. If you're playing a cruiser, these are going to be your skill points that are only going to be for your cruiser. They're going to upgrade them, but they're going to take out all the skill points that you do not have for your ship. So they're going to take out this, they're going to take out this, they're going to take out this, and basically replace them. So they're replacing all the ones that you can't use with ones that you can use. And they're going to make it so now this might throw the game off a little bit because of the updates, of the updated captain skills, because this kind of people are saying this kind of might increase the or make certain ships stronger. I really hope it does not make destroyers stronger, because they already have them stronger. They already are stronger. Not that I hate destroyers, but they're just or destroyer players. I like playing destroyers. It's just that if you're playing a battleship, it's pretty much a pain in the butt to compete with them, because they're a faster ship. They have torpedoes, and if you have a 40-second reload time, well, you're not gonna. If you have a destroyer on your side, you're not gonna pretty much do anything, because that destroyer is just gonna shoot every 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and kill the enemy ship before you can with that 40-second reload time. Not that that happens every time, but it's going to happen occasionally, and that's why I don't like, because you get a kill, right? So you have a kill, and you're battling the ship the whole game, and this destroyer comes along. Oh, look, an enemy battleship that my teammate is battling. Let me go help him. Uses torpedoes. Ship is dead. You just spent your whole game trying to. No, I get it, jumping random, but it's definitely easier to play these ships in co-op. Just because in random you're going to get a lot of people that are going to go after you more, because you're a slower moving battleship. So you're going to have destroyers going after you. You're going to have faster cruisers going after you. It's just more of an easier game playing co-op, because they don't go after you as much, and you're not going to have constant, or you might have constant fire if you're in the firing range, but um, you're not going to have you're going to have an easier game playing co-op than you are in random, and that's just for any ship. But definitely for the Minnesota, Kansas, and Vermont, due to the amount of players that will go after you if you're a slower ship. If you do want to play random, definitely play random. I'm not persuading you not to with these ships, but it's just going to be a lot harder because of your slower speed, and because of the HE spam on these ships, as well as the ships that have torpedoes that can easily catch up to you and torpedo you. Now, there is ways of defending yourself from them. I generally win run from. Okay, so if a destroyer is chasing you, take out the destroyer. Do not take out the enemy battleship. You're your own captain. Take out anything, or try to take out anything that is chasing you. Because what's going to happen is you're going into a battleship, right? So your team is going into a battleship. And this destroyer is pushing you farther and farther and farther away from your team because you're a slower battleship. He's trying to catch up to you and kill you, but he's also pushing you farther. So if you kill him before he pushes you farther away, then you can get back to the fight faster, or somewhat faster, depending on how far you are away from the fight when he engages you. So, you can play these shits in random. I wouldn't suggest it, because of the HE spam and the fact that there's more destroyers, there's more cruisers, so they can easily, especially if Battleship sees you once this happens, they can easily pin you as well. Due to the Yamato and Musashi, a higher chance of them being in the game in random, you are going to have to probably hide a lot more if you want to use the ship in random, due to the higher caliber guns and due to your armor scheme on the ship. So that's basically what they're doing to the captain skills, as well as a little bit more information about the armor scheme and playing the ship in random. You can, it is possible, but it's just going to be a lot more challenging. If you like challenging gameplay, jump in this ship, stay away from bigger battleships. You can engage them, but you don't have the armor to. So if you find yourself next to a Yamato, blow it up. Do as much damage to it as you can, but do not stay there for that long. Try to escape, because your armor is not built for Yamato. It's built for Colorado. It's built for that era of shit, like Colorado, California. It's built for going against ships like the Nagato, stuff like that. So it's not built for going after bigger battleships like the Musashi or Yamato. So you're gonna have trouble with this armor scheme if you try to engage those ships. Now you can engage them from a longer range. Is it possible to kill them? Yes, but you're going to have much more trouble with this armor scheme and engaging them than you are with engaging Colorado, Congo, stuff like that. Or Colorado, you are going to have more. Basically, the faster the battleship, the worse it is. And the bigger the battleship. The bigger the battleship, the higher caliber guns can wreck you. Do I say that they won't wreck you? No, they will not. They'll generally not wreck you, but they will they will make your armor useless, because of overmatch. The shells can overmatch your armor. I don't know on the Vermont, but I know on the Minnesota this happens. So do not put this thing against bigger battleships. They will overmatch you. So the larger caliber guns, I would not worry about ships like North Carolina. Although it is a higher battleship, it's not going to wreck you as much as a Musashi or Yamato or Gross to Kerr first or any of those tier 10s. You still have a chance to get citadels and stuff like that. So just with this ship, mainly worry about destroyers as well as your cruisers as well. They will wreck you. You do not. They will torpedo you. But just use your pretty much torpedo belt gear, and you should. I think it's from like here to like somewhere. I showed you on the armor the last time. Let me see if I can find it again. Find the armor scheme again on the torpedo bulge. Yeah, so this is your torpedo bulge for your side plating. Your torpedo bulge, I think, runs from the side plating as well. So just pretty much, I would say honestly, just use your side plating for torpedo protection. You should not have any issues with that. If you do, go lower in the let me go lower in this. Go lower in the to take off this. You should see your torpedo bulge, um, or your torpedo protection rate. Okay, so no, it's your citadel. Where's your torpedo protection here? That's your citadel. Honestly, yeah, I would probably just stick with using this. Um, Using these as your because these look like your because if you see if you go to the back and do the same thing, so with the back it's usually the same thing. So what I would do is not so wherever this big bulky side ends is not your torpedo bulge. This is not your torpedo bulge right here. You will get full damage if you hit if a torpedo hits here. You will get that torpedo's full damage. If it hits here, you will get half damage. Or wherever the torpedo bulge is here. I think this is it. I'm not I'm not 100% sure, but I think this area right here is your torpedo bulge, which is half damage. Um, so which is half of the damage that the torpedo could do to your ship, or half damage that the torpedo does to your ship and where it hits. If it hits here, it's going to do full damage. If it hits here, it's going to do full damage. If it hits here, it's generally not going to do full damage. So I could be wrong, but generally, from what I've seen, if it hits here, it's generally not probably going to do full damage. I'm not definitely sure, but I'll make sure that or try to show you that in the gameplay that we're going to play. Here's your survivability. Uh, right now, I have hit points at 69,500. And you get torpedo protection damage. Torpedo protection damage reduction of 40%. And your artillery is main battery. You got 4 times 3, 406 millimeter guns. So 4 turrets times 3. I forget what they call these always, but 4 turrets times 3 of the these. So you get 4 turrets times 3 of. Let me take the armor layout offhand. So you get 4 turrets times 3 of these, times 3 of these, whatever. I know what these are. I just keep forgetting the name of them. So 4 turrets times 3 of these tubes, we'll say. And then I know they're not tubes. I know the name for them. I just can't think of the name right now. So 4 turrets times 3. And these are 406 millimeter guns. And your secondary armor is 5. I don't know what that is. 5 127 millimeter 38 MK .12 on a MK .32 mount. So the mount is, let me go to secondary gun. This is your mount right here. This tiny little, that's not mounted, but this is mounted here. So this tiny little thing down here is your mount right here. You can see where it's a little up and not sitting on the deck of the ship. So that's your mount. Your main battery firing range is 24. Your AA defense. Now, this is where the AA defense changes compared to your Kansas. So in, in, instead of having those open mounts, you get these mounts as well as AA gunfire. So these are also your AA guns. This is the only difference I've seen. I'm pretty sure there's another difference on here, but these guns are the only difference I've seen compared to your AA guns. So, in addition to the AA gun, the open mount AA guns that you have, as well as these are new, I think. So I can go over all the guns as well. Okay, so with your AA guns, you have AA gun 0.8 20 millimeters Oregon. So that's these guns. That's these guns right here. You have 37 times 1, 20 millimeters, and they're 20 millimeters. So you have 37 Oregon guns on the ship, or 37 20 millimeter Oregons. That's what you have. And then you have your AA guns, 40 millimeters. So these are your 40 millimeter AA guns. 40 millimeter Bofors on a MK point. So you get 40 millimeter Bofors, and you get 16 of those. And then you get AA guns, 127 millimeters. You get 8 of these 127 millimeter guns. These guns are also your secondary guns as well as your AA guns. You can see that right here. If I click on secondaries, same gun. So these guns can be used for AA as well as secondaries. This is your secondary gun as well as your AA gun. It's used for both AA and secondaries. So here's 2 more. Here's your, you get 37 of these, 16 of these, and 8 of these. So 37, 16, and 18 of these. Well, not 18. You get 4 of these. No, that's your main battery. My bad. Hang on. So you get 37 of these guns right here. This gun they're talking about. And you get, I shouldn't want to do that, 16 of these guns. And you get 8 of these, 4 per side, of 4 of these guns per side. So you get 8 of these guns, but you get 4 on each side. So I'll show you that right now. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are where the guns are located. So that's where all those secondary guns, those are your secondaries as well as your AA guns. Now you go down to the continuous damage. So you get continuous damage. It says 308. Damage by shell explosions, you get 1,610. You get your priority sector reinforcement, which is 35%. And your firing range with the AA guns is 5.8 kilometers. And your artillery, your main battery, you get 24.6 kilometers for your main battery. Your secondary, I believe, is different. Your secondaries, you get a 6.3 kilometer range for your maximum range for your secondaries. And your maximum range for your main guns is Where is it? Maximum range is down here, 24.6 kilometers. And we'll go over this real quick as well. So your hit points are 69, 500 without on your module, on your base module. So not the module upgrade that you do get. So on your base module, I'll do it this way. On your um, the base module that you're getting. So on the first hole that you get with the Minnesota, so on the A hole, your Minnesota is going to have 69, 500, 69,500 hit points. And the armor is 19-457 millimeters. You have 4 main battery guns. You have 8 secondary guns. And you have 61 AA mounts on the ship. As well as, so you have that. And then you have your 16-inch 406 millimeter 45 MK.7 in a turret, and then you have your propulsion. You can go 24 knots without the speed flag, 24.6 knots without the speed flag, and then you have your maximum speed of. I'm sorry that. So you can go. Your range is 24.6 kilometers. I'm sorry. Your firing range is 24.6 kilometers, and your propulsion is 23.0 knots. That's much better. I was like, what? I'm glad I caught that before I ended the video. I think you can increase this with your Spire plane. So let me see if I switch to Spire, if that does increase. Does that increase 23.6? Does that increase at all? 24.6. And no, it does not. So that doesn't increase. But you do get you do get an increase by 20 with your main battery firing range for this. So if you run the Spire plane with this ship, you get an extra 20% range. So you get probably 36, I'm guessing, or 46 in range. I think, I'm not sure, but I think you get like 46 kilometer range with using the Spire plane when it is available to you. You also get defensive AA fire, 4 counts of defensive AA, 4 counts of your spying aircraft. Without the superintendent, I think that is, or no, I'm sorry. Without survivability expert, you get 4 counts of repair party. With survivability expert, you get 5. And then with your repair party, oh, and by the way, this is the standard hull, standard repair party. It's not the updated repair party. So this is your standard repair party. Is not the newer repair party or the updated repair party that the North Carolina, Iowa, and Montana get. So your damage control party, I'm not going to go through this. It's just standard for the ship. So I'll go through it, I guess. So your spying range is your main battery. Firing range is plus 20 with the spotter. Action time of the consumable is 110 seconds. Your reload time for this is 240 seconds, and number is 4. The count number is 4, so you get 4 uses of this. And your defensive AA continuous damage is plus 50%. Uh, your action time of your damage from shell explosions is plus 300% with using defensive AA. When using defensive AA, and your action time of the consumable is 44 seconds, and your reload time is 80 seconds, and number of consumables you get or number of uses is 4, as well as the number of uses is 4 for this, and you get unlimited uses if you're a repair party. And it just has a 22-second action time with a reload time of 60 seconds, and the number is infinite. You can use this as many times as you want. Just bear in mind that your reload time is 80 seconds for this, for the repair party. And this is the module build I went. You guys saw that last night. So your HE shells would go with this. Your reload time is 40 seconds. You can cut that in half if you use your main and back guns. So use your main guns first, and then switch over to your back guns and use your main guns. Both guns should be roughly around 20 seconds. If you do use the if you do go straight, shoot, then turn, shoot your back guns straight, you are messing up with your armor, so you will probably take more damage, but you do have a faster reload time that way. That's one way I found that you have a faster. It's not faster reload time. It just seems faster because by the time your main guns hit the target, your back guns, or your front or back guns, like if you shoot with your main guns in the front, and then shoot with your back guns, by the time you straighten out and shoot with your main guns again, with your front guns. So if you shoot once with your main guns, by the time you by the time you maneuver and shoot your back guns and maneuver back to shoot your front guns, your front guns will be already 20 seconds. So you just have to wait 20 seconds instead of waiting the whole 40 seconds if you switch guns. So if you switch from your front guns to your back guns, from your front guns to your back guns during the battle, and not just wait for the 40-second reload time, you will have a 20-second reload time per gun. So not per gun, but per front guns and per back guns. Per front. So if you shoot your main guns, you're going to have a 40-second reload time. But if you switch to your back guns and shoot your back guns and shoot your front guns, shoot your back guns, shoot your front guns at the enemy ship, if you do it that way, you will have a 20-second reload time for your guns, for your back and front guns. And that's just because by the time the shell hits the target, and you maneuver, the count on your front guns or the count on the gun that you shot first is going to be 20 seconds. By the time you maneuver, and by the time you maneuver, by the time your shells hit the target, your reload time for that gun is going to be around 20 seconds. By the time you maneuver, shoot the back gun, I definitely highly suggest to use that. I will try to show that again. It's gonna be a lot harder because the ship is much bigger, but I will try to definitely show that in or on stream for you guys, or maybe not, depending on how well the ship maneuvers. Um, so like I said, that's your main guns. So you're gonna generally want to do that. You don't have to do it. I've shot with just the front guns, and then I've shot full broadside when they got near me. Um, but I just think it's gonna be better for you to shoot your back guns and for you to shoot your main guns. Back main, back main, back main until you get to the side. So then you have the least amount of firepower. The least amount of um, the least amount of health left on the enemy ship, and you could just broadside them, and they should die if they're low enough because of your awesome broadside guns that you have at full broadside. So with the count that you do get with full broadside, it's awesome, and I will definitely show you guys that in the Minnesota. I will try to show you the back. I'll probably do it anyway, but just watch out for that because I may be doing it as well, or try and do it during the battle. And I'll try to catch it too, so I can show you guys what I mean with that. So those are your guns, and you just need a propulsion is 33 knots. Wait, no. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it said 33. It's 23 knots. So your propulsion is 23 knots, and you have a 24.6 kilometer range. If your main battery guns, you have 24.6 kilometers. That's just going to be upgraded to 27 kilometers, which is generous with these ships. It's generally, I would definitely go for this as soon as possible if you can, because it's definitely an advantage when you're a slow ship and you have to shoot at an enemy ship and you're the only ship on the team, and the enemy ship is all the way on the other side of the map. Instead of chasing it down, you could try to use your range to hit it instead of your speed and try and catch up to it. So okay, so let's go with this. So on the A-hole, you get 61. So the only thing that switches that I see between both the B-hole and the A-hole is your hit points. So your hit points on the A-hole are 69,500 hit points, and on the B-hole, they are your hit points are 76 point. No, I'm sorry. So on the A-hole, it's 69,500, and on the B-hole, it is 76,300 hit points. So that's what you get on the B-hole in terms of hit points. So your stock hole you're going to have 69,500 hit points, or 69,000. Yeah. So you have 69. Wait. Yeah. So you have 69,500 or 69,500. Yeah. I'm just going to pronounce that way so it's easier to understand. So you're going to have 69,500 hit points on your A-hole, and you're going to have 76,300 hit points on your A-hole. On your B-hole, with the increase, it looks like, of your AA guns, or your AA defense also increases, as well as your maneuverability. I thought it was just your hit points when I looked at this earlier, but you actually get an increase of your survivability. And so your survivability now is A7. So your survivability goes up to um, 94 with your with this upgrade hull. With the B hull, your survivability goes up to 94. It goes up by 7 from your survivability now, which is 87. So it goes up by 7 to give you a total survivability of 94. And your A defense goes. So with this B hull, your survivability goes up by 7, your A defense goes up by 5, and your maneuverability goes up by 4. You can also increase that with the modules if you want. I did not. No, wait, I did. I'm sorry. I did increase that by. I increased my ridership time, so that should help with the maneuverability as well once you get that B hole. And that's pretty much it. I mean, 61 AA mounts. You get 61 AA mounts. So that's basically it with the holes. And I will be doing an upgraded whole gameplay with this ship as well, just to show you guys the difference and the playstyle. So, anyways, let's get into some gameplay. I just thought I'd give you a little more information about this ship and go over the AA mounts, maneuverability, survivability, and stuff like that before I show you guys some good gameplay on this ship. With this ship. So what I also do recommend is looking at because is definitely looking at looking at the layout of ships that you have on your team and see which ones you can support. If there is another like Georgia, so I would probably support Georgia if he's not on the other side of the map, and Nagato. So I would probably support Nagato and Georgia because they're pretty much the same tanky battleship, and I would probably aim for going after Georgia, Minnesota, and the Minnesotas on the opposite team. So with this ship, I'm aiming to go after Minnesota, the two Minnesotas, and the Georgia. So while I get closer to the game, while I get closer and while we start to get closer to the B point or the A point. I'm sorry. While we get closer to the A point, basically what I mean is aim for the ships that you have. Do not go after an Iowa. So go after like Colorado. This is actually a perfect map to show a perfect set to showcase this ship because the main ships are all tanky battleships. So do not go after like let's say an Iowa. Aim for the Minnesota, go after the Minnesota, or go after the Georgia, or go after the Colorado, or go after any of the cruisers. So basically, you can engage any ships at this point. Any of the ships that you see on the enemy team that are battleships, you can engage because you have armor. I would not recommend going after like let's say an Iowa because of that overmatch thing with your armor. So I would not just going after an Iowa, but you can go after Georgia or Minnesota or an Agger. So let's see, what do I want to choose here? I'm going to go after the Agger first because it has that German armor scheme on it. And I'm moving to use my back guns as well, adjusting my ship so I can shoot my back guns at the enemy Minnesota. And you may have to adjust a little more because of the speed of certain ships compared to your guns. So I'm actually going to go after this Agger again. Oh, he disappeared. No, he showed up. Nope. So actually, I'm going to go after this I'm going to go after the Minnesota. There's a bunch of ships I can't go after. I was trying to decide, and that's going to hit. Okay, prepare. So now at this point, I went after Minnesota. I went after other ships. I think that's going to hit. I'm not sure. But now my main focus is going at this Surrey because it's a faster cruiser, so I'm going to go straight. And as you can see, I have nobody over here. No. So I have a guy that's going to that's going on the opposite side, which he shouldn't be doing because I can't get over there for him. But he's I see what he's doing. Cool. So you can actually do this too if you're a cruiser. Do the opposite side, so the Minnesota tries to engage you instead of engaging other ships. Oh, this is not. Yeah. Oh, geez, I just hit something. Okay. So the armor does work. It's just I have probably many. Oh my gosh, I just missed that. Good. So I have many ships going after me right now. I'm gonna try to get a broadside on this ship. Get as close as you can. Your shell is just right. Don't get this. Should go through its cruiser. Watch your closeness to it though. Make sure your front is towards them and you're behind them so you can't always shoot at you. So there's really nothing you can do at this point. Just stay behind them and make sure you're behind them. So because you have your front armor, I'm gonna use that. It is tougher than the cans, definitely by far. Just with certain chips, the armor doesn't work. So try to take out the guns also and get that Citadel. Juicy Citadel. That's weird because I use a Serene Bell and I didn't think it was that strong, but it is. You can also take out cruisers, help your enemy, help your friendly ships take out cruisers with the amount of broadside you have on this ship. I'm gonna watch out for those. Enemy Minnesota. And I gotta move. I need support.
Provide anti-aircraft fire support. Requesting support.
You want to use T as well? To regain. I could have used it before. I was just focusing on shooting these ships. So this Surrey should shoot torpedoes if he's smart.
Our victory is in sight.
If he's not, I'm just gonna ram him. But he's probably waiting for his torpedoes to reload. Come on, do some nice damage. Also, if you're back and front, or I know if you're back armor, I don't know about the rest of the armor, but with your back armor, I'm just gonna ram this guy. This is the last ship in the game. Hang on. So with your back armor, let's see if this shows it with these guns. So if you shoot the back guns like this, you're going to get recoils, especially with the Massachusetts. You will get tons of recoils if you shoot at that back armor on the Minnesota. So I'm going to repair and stick with him. Make sure your front is showing and try rim at this point. As you can see, there's sluggish turning.
Our victory is in sight.
But I'm still pretty much tanky to him.
Problem solved, sir.
Oh, I missed that turn. It's a sluggish armor, but I can give my back up.
The ship is on fire.
Try to shoot as much as you can, even if you get recoils. Let me heal. Oh, that's why the armor doesn't work always. And they're coming. Thank you. This is a good team because I'm all the way over here trying to battle Minnesota, and you can see my whole entire team besides the co-op. If there's, I mean, my whole entire team is coming to support me. Besides, the oh wow, the whole team is actually players. Besides the ones that died, probably. Yeah, the whole team is a player. Yeah, so besides the one computer player that died and the this guy that died, but besides that, the whole entire team is coming to support me because I said I needed support before, so that's what they're gonna go do, and I will show you guys that as well, so you can see how easily the Minnesota is still over there and how easily the Kyiv can keep up with the Minnesota. And you'll probably see a torpedo. Use the smoke, which is definitely something to use with the Minnesota or with that. Definitely suggest using smoke because of that main, that heavy broadside that you get with the shells with this ship. Yeah, heavy broadside. So you shot torpedoes. Those torpedoes are going to hit and kill because he's got his butt or his stern towards us. So those should kill. Double. You should get another double on that. And they should have a flood. Yep, there you go. Or that shot ended up penetrating, but either it had flood or that shot penetrated the the extra armor that was on that ship. So that shot probably penetrated the armor, or or he had flood on there, on his or he had flood on there and killed it. Not sure because it doesn't tell us what he has had, but it looks like he either had flood or he had a or that shell just went through and penetrated enough damage to kill the Minnesota. Oh, and what I meant before was you get 3 barrels, gun barrels on each turret. So you get 6 barrels in the back and 6 gun barrels in the front on each turret. I mean, you get 6 in front and 6 in back per turret. You get 3 per turret, but you get 6 barrels in front and you get 6 barrels in the back. All right, so let's show you. So you've seen kind of the regular gameplay kind of thing with this ship. Now I'm going to show you kind of the I'm going to show you kind of the shore bombardment style gameplay with this ship. And what I mean by if one ship is in B point, you could hit him with your shells. That's what I'm going to try to show you in this match. So basically, you can hop B point points with your guns. So if you're at A point, you can shoot at B point. I think you can reach. Okay, this is not going to be a good match for that, but I'll try to find a match if RNG works. If the matches work for us. It also is going to show you guys more of the play style and the armor. So the armor does work with cruisers that have that heavier shell, like the Alaska. I don't know if this armor is going to work as well, but it should work with light cruisers that do not have a heavy shell, a heavy AP shell, or a heavy HE shell. SAP, I'm not sure. I'll try to find a. You saw it. No, you didn't see it last night, but SAP, I'm not sure about. I'm not going to go crazy trying to look for a Italian cruiser. Actually, I could show you. I'll show you guys that as well with SAP shells, what it does to a cruiser, or what SAP shells do to this armor scheme. I'll show you. It probably pinned through, but I'm not. I just want to be sure and show you guys, so you can make better decisions once you have the ship. This ship is definitely armored better than Kansas. It just has that weird sort of armor where the armor does work with certain ships. Basically, what they mean is the armor works with certain ships and the armor does not work with certain ships, but it works enough to for the Minnesota to have a place at this tier. That's what they're probably trying to say. Okay, so we're going to go after the enemy Kansas, and that's just because of Mayoku there is maneuvers. It can maneuver more. So I want to put shells into Kansas as well because it's a all or nothing setup compared to same as us. I want to put as more shells into its hole as I can, as much shells as I can put into it. Now I am watching the left side as well, and those enemy. Oops. So with this, I want to keep triangle on. If this happens, you want to aim for the cruisers. Because those cruisers will get on your broadside fast, so you want to take them out first. You want to try to take them out as soon as possible, so they don't get on your broadside and shoot torpedoes at you. These both guns stick out this. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yeah. Aim for that broadside. Or that somewhat broadside. Definitely cause a lot of damage to him. This, you want to make sure you're straight as well, because that Kansas can penetrate you as well as the Alsace. So try and aim for him, but try to shut up. Try and aim for him, but try and aim for the cruisers as well, if you can.
on. This guy doesn't know what he's doing. What is he doing? There you go, he's dead. That guy doesn't know what he's doing. What is he doing?
Enemy cruiser foundered.
Wow. Okay, so this guy doesn't know what the heck he's doing behind me. Because I have to now support this whole endless. I got 4 ships, and this guy's behind me. Go after him, dude. Try to avoid the Kansas.
The ship is on fire.
See, this is where the team does not help you. This is one way a team never helps because you have 4 other ships on this side as well, and I got 3 fires on the ship. I feel like I'm doing everything, which I'm not, as you can see. But this cruiser or this destroyer just died behind me. So I'm trying to do as much as I can, and I'm gonna die. That's why you do not want to depend on your team at any reason. Because everybody hates the good majority of the game, people hate slow moving battleships. Just for their reload time and for their speed. So you're going to want to make them not take advantage of you. That's your main priority with these ships. Don't care about your how bad you're going to get, how annoyed that they get. We need to make this game not about hating on a ship. So in order to do that, you have to push friendly ships out of the way. You're not the only ship, but you want to be the only ship. You want to be aggressive with this ship. This ship can take a beating as well as take a lot of damage. So you want to be smart, but be aggressive and push any other friendly ship out of the way, unless you got ships that are defending you. So if you feel that your friend is defending you, or your teammate is defending you, do not push him out of the way. If you feel like he's trying to steal your kill, push him out of the way, and just make sure you have a shot. Because if they're just in front of you, they are stealing your kill. I mean, if they're trying to get in front of you, they're probably gonna come in front of you and steal your kill. So just don't mind people ramming you. They're gonna ram you, definitely. So you're gonna lose ship XP a lot, but be aggressive. Because if you be aggressive, if you be like, okay, don't mind it, and all the time, they're going to realize that they can take advantage of these ships and do that to every player that uses the Minnesota, that uses the Kansas, that uses the Colorado, that uses the California, because it's a slower moving ship and they're going to take advantage of you and steal your kills. That's just how people are. They're greedy in co-op and they want to get as much battle damage as they can. So that's just one way of doing it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. That's a nice torpedo setup there with the Alsace. Although it didn't all hit, but it did do decent damage. So you do want to do that with these ships. Be aggressive with them, because I don't know how many times grinding Minnesota, grinding these ships, I had trouble with destroyers, with cruisers coming in front of me. So don't be aggressive in chat. Like, oh, what the heck, bro? You just crashed into me. Don't do that. Just be aggressive back, because the whole entire team, it's going to look bad if you do that, but it's not going to look bad if you push another guy out of the way. They'll understand. You're a slow moving battleship. They should understand. And it's a game, so they should not take advantage of you and you being in a slower moving ship. So you guys also, we're getting the Pommern as well, so because that's a good ship. So we're getting coal for the Pommern. And I could get Sims, but I probably would rather not get Sims due to the amount of players that I could get Sims. But yeah, I could get Palmer and I could get Sims. I may still get Sims, but Palmer is definitely the better choice. If I go to the armory here, I could see I have containers. I can get all these. I could try to get Destroyer out of the Dunkirk, but I'd rather get. I'm actually thinking of getting Sims, just because the more lower tier ships you have, and you could always get. Yes, it's aggressive. The Palmer. Yes, it's a good ship, but just for the fact that you can get lower tier ships and build up. So my point: the more lower tier ships you build up, the more higher tier ships, the more easier it is to get higher tier ships, because you have all these lower tiers, and you have advantages in the lower tiers once if you need to get like free XP or something. So I am going to get these Sims, and try to get the Sommers as well, because these Sommers is leaving the game in 10.2, I believe, or 10.2. No, I'm sorry, not 10.2. I think it's leaving 10.2. I'm not sure. I'm definitely not sure, but 10 point. It's leaving in 10. It's leaving soon. The Sommers. You could get look up research for that, but you could research that. But Sommers is leaving, so I'm trying to get her. I think she's leaving in like March or something, but I'm trying to get her before they take her out of the game. And I could get Palmer as well, but my main ship line right now is the U.S. So I'm trying to get every U.S. ship, and then I'll work on the German ships. Of course, this is a good ship, but I'm trying to work on another ship, another navy right now. So I don't need really Palmer and don't need to build up that coal if I'm working on another ship, another navy right now, and not so much Palmer or anything like that. Or I might get Palmer. I have no idea. I may build her up actually, but or I may not, because of the HMS Hill. Or I may do that. I don't know. Like I said, these switch more than actually. You know what? I will, because Pomeran's a good ship, and you don't know. I mean, Georgia I could get as well, but Pomeran is 228 as well. So Georgia's being taken out of the game. Pomeran's probably going to stay for a while. So I probably will have the availability to get her. As well. So I'll probably get Pomeran. Just because I am building up my U.S. Navy ships, but Pomeran is stronger, and you also have to be competitive in this game, and Pomeran is definitely a competitive ship. I haven't used her, but I have been against her many times, and she's very competitive. I would say probably a better Tirpitz, probably better than Tirpitz, because of that extra barrel you get on these guns. All right. So I'm gonna try to get to a match right now where I could show you that last thing I wanted to show you guys. Which is the now again I may use my steel for something else like the Sims or Palmer or whatever, but actually that's not the right. Let me go back. Hang on, I just want to see something real quick. With the Palmer. Yeah, so if you're thinking of building a navy and you want to build up your navy, you want to get Sims, you want to get US ships, get the stronger ships first. It's going to help you be more competitive in terms of this and the amount of time it takes to get these ships. Yes, you can get lower tier ships faster, but aim for the higher tiers because once those ships are gone, um, it's harder. It's going to be a lot harder for you to be competitive if you don't have those ships. So, just advice. If you're looking at ships in the armory, go for the Palmer and go for the Georgia. Go for ships like that. Don't go for the Duke of York. It has a treaty restriction on the guns, which makes the AP shells kind of crappy, as well as the gun caliber is very low on the Duke of York. So definitely go for the Pommern if I could find her. Ugh. So the two ships I would use for this would definitely work on if you do have enough coal. Georgia, Thunder, Pommern, and Shikishima, definitely. Those are ships I would definitely work on, as well as the Sommers. But if you're into destroyers, I think the destroyer Austin, the cruiser Austin, is coming in replace of this. So if you like playing cruisers, wait for the Austin. But if you like playing destroyers, get this destroyer. But if you want to be competitive, which I do, get the aim for getting the Pommern, Georgia, or the Shikishima, which I'll might get as well. I don't know. I think I'll probably aim for getting that or not because I know that Shikishima is tough. It's a bigger ship, so she has good guns, but she's huge. So you're gonna take a lot of HE spam and stuff. Whereas Pommern, you're not going to because she is a smaller ship and a powerful ship that's small. So I'm going to aim for probably Pommern, which I'm going to do a review on. So I'm going to do a review on the Pommern as well as the not Georgia if I do get it eventually, but I'm going to be doing a review on the Pommern, which actually is 171. So I have to get 171, which is no problem. I could probably get that by next month in coal because I already have 14, so double that every day. And then so I'm probably gonna get Pommern. And I'll probably have Georgia, maybe. I'll probably have Georgia, maybe. And Thunder I'm not getting, but aim for getting Thunder as well if you have enough coal to get her. But I'm going to aim for the Pommern right now because I've been against that ship so many times and it's highly armored. And it's a German battleship, so you get, I believe you get throwback armor on the Pommern. Let me see if you do, real quick. And then we'll get back to the gameplay with the Minnesota. Okay, so I don't say you do. No, you don't. You don't get turtleback armor on the Palmer, but I would say you actually do because, like, what they did was they curved the armor so you do in a way, but your Citadel is not turtleback, but you do in a way because your armor does make protect you. It looks like, but this is not turtleback armor, but it does sort of add that protection where it's sloped armor plating, so you do kind of get it with the Palmer, with the Citadel being turtleback. So that armor is the casemate armor that protects the that is going to protect the Citadel mainly from being from me being Citadel, and that does work very well with the Palmer. So I think I'm going to get her with Cole in the future. I don't know when, but probably in a month or so. Probably in a month or so, I should have enough coal to get her. To get the Palmer. So you guys will see a review on that as well. So now we're going to do short bombardment with this. If we get on the right, if we get on the right map, we will do short bombardment with this Minnesota. And then that's going to be the end of the stream. After if we get a right map, a good map. So I could show you that. I call it shore bombardment because you're on the shore and you're shooting from the shore. It's not shore bombardment. Shore bombardment is the ship shooting shells that land, but I call it that because it's kind of like that. It's pretty much you shooting shells from land. So shore bombardment or shore shelling, or it's easier to say shore bombardment because you're going from a shore, but you're shore shelling, meaning you're shooting shores. You're shooting from the shore, basically at enemy ships. Which I will show you on this map because I can. This is a good map to show you on. So, if you want to do shore bombardment or shore shelling with this ship, which means they're shooting shells from the shore at enemy ships, you want to find a good shore to park on. So, the only shore that I looked at that is definitely good on this map is the at A point and as well as A point as well as is that A point? Yeah, it's A point. So A point as well as B point. So I'm gonna head over to B point and park somewhere around there. Unless the enemies pop up right over here, then I will park somewhere over here. Yep, they're going to. So, with shore bombardment, you want to get to as close to the shore as you can. without putting your ship at risk, and there's a small links. So what we're going to do actually to avoid getting shots from that small links, we're going to go the opposite side of the mountain. This is a lot harder gameplay if you have a small links in the match. You can take constant fire, but like you can't take that much constant fire. So like repetitive fire, like small links has. You'll die from small links from fire. So you'll probably die from fire. You won't die from the shells, but you'll die from the fires that small links can create. You can kill small links, but I would not suggest going after it. It is definitely a good ship for that. It's requesting support. I think the shells are just recalling right now. That's what I was waiting for. So that area where that torpedo just hit is readjust is where the where the torpedo bulge is on the ship. So you want to readjust on Minnesota. Try to do that now.
Problem solved, sir.
So you see this guy is going at the Minnesota. I would try to get him out of the way, but he's going to help me because the Minnesota's tier 9 and I'm low health and Minnesota's full health, so I'm going to let him do whatever he needs to do. And tell him that he can go ahead.
All stations reporting the position of a strategic target. Our victory is in sight.
If he smokes, just make sure you know the last area of that the Minnesota was at and try to avoid the smoke, but not show your sides. I mean, you can show your sides, but with the big shell of Minnesota, you generally don't want to mess with that. And you should get some decent damage on.
Our victory is in sight.
So now his broadside. Oh. Well, pretty much an very short bombardment, but let me try to find a map for that. Actually, I can show you with the AP. Oh, it's actually easier to show you on this, honestly. So let me just find a map so I can show you guys that. Alright, so I think this map I could show you guys on. It's shards, so it's shards. So I could show you guys the what I mean by short. Yep, I can show you guys definitely on this map. So what I mean by shore bombardment is, so you see a shore, right? And you aim for that shore. You get to that shore, and you just put all your main guns on where you think the target's going to show up on. So you could either do it however you want. You could do it from, I'm going to do it probably from that island into B point to show you guys what I mean. I could do it from A point, but it's a lot easier to show you the range as well of this ship with that. Okay. All right. So with this, you want to be on a rock that you have the ability to shoot at B point if needed, or at A point if needed. So I'm aiming for that rock because that rock gives me it doesn't give me any access to A point, but it does give me access to B and C point, as well as a strong horse B right here.
Enemy destroyer sighted. Enemy cruiser sighted.
I can't have access in C, I'm not sure. I have access near C, I know that. So that is your side, heavy broadside on the ship. They are fixing the Sigma, I think, in the next update. So find a shore, slow down, don't crash into the shore, but make sure the enemy cannot see you when you do this. I mean, they can see you, but make sure the enemy, like if you're doing it on a base, make sure that they don't know that you're there.
Enemy destroyer detected.
Okay, so you can go straight. So this is shore bombardment, basically. I'm basically shooting at E point, B point, full broadside at enemy ships. And always be aware if you're near the space like this, if these guys advance, you gotta move, but just sit near a base like this and you have the range. If you don't want to be competitive. Just do this. This is what I call shore bombardment. This works with the California and any other ship. If you do not like, if you think driving around is, well, the California doesn't really get that much range quick, especially with these ships that works because you have the range, but this also works with like California, the Colorado class battleships that have that armor scheme. Take that short horse B if I can. Look if anything's up there. So is a ship coming out? Right, it's over there, and I think it's flooding, so I don't have to worry about it. It looks like it's flooding. but it looks like it's also coming out, so I gotta be aware of that. But I can continue shooting and nobody notices. And that 40-second reload time isn't as bad, or doesn't seem as bad, because you're not feeling like you're losing on anything. Okay, now I'm gonna adjust. As well as keep shooting at that drum worst. Got him. And he did get a lot of battle damage. Like, this is my normal battle damage if I was going to be in Massachusetts anyway. This is the same amount of battle damage I would get. So if you put yourself in the right place at the right time, or at the right place in the beginning of the map, you can do some decent damage. And be aware of the angles that you're shooting at, so you may get a little worse dispersion if you're not fully broadside. Let's get that kill on film. Alright. So thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to create an updated battle video for you guys. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I showed you some good battle footage. If you have any questions as well, please put them in the comments below, and I will answer them as best I can. As best as I can. So thanks for watching, and see you in the future videos. See you in future videos.